Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing half of my eye in this Beauty Glazed. They're just so shiny, so it's kind of hard to see in my lighting, but these Beauty Glazed Impressed You palettes. So this is what it looks like. Now this is a great dupe for the Jaclyn Hill. This is the Jaclyn Hill palettes. And so I used the Jaclyn Hill on this side and then the Impressed You by Beauty Glazed on this side. So if you guys want to see me put these two to the test, then just keep watching. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. So today I'm going to be basically putting these two palettes to the test. So this is the Jaclyn Hill MORPHE palette. This is the first one that she came out with. Mine is used and abused, so ignore the fact that it is so dirty, and I've already hit pan a little bit on this shade. As you can see, it's one of my favorites. It is filthy, but then I found this palette. Well, actually, my mom found this palette for me. She sent this to me, so thanks, Mom. So my mom sent me this palette, and this is from Amazon. This is the brand Beauty Glazed, and this is what the palette looks like. As you can see, it is a definite dupe for the Jaclyn Hill palette. So this one is $40 and this is $10 on Amazon. So if you guys haven't already had this palette, it has been out for a while. But if you haven't got it and you wanted to try it, this might be a good alternative, but we're gonna try it out. So I'm gonna do one eye with this palette and then the other one with this one. And then just kind of see, there are a few shades that she has that aren't really in here. Mostly, I absolutely love her two highlighter shades. I use those on my face sometimes. And I did notice that this one does not have that. They have like this light highlight shade, but there's like no shimmer to it. So that's one negative, but for the most part, I guess this one down here is pretty shimmery. So, or this one, I'm sorry, is pretty shimmery. So maybe we'll try that one for the highlights. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get started. So I did already do my foundation and my bronzer. So I think I am really going for these shades here. I'm loving like the rustic colors. So we'll start with the Jaclyn Hill eye, and we'll do it on this side. So I'm just gonna grab some brushes here. So yeah, I'm excited to try this brand. I haven't ever tried it, but really pretty. We'll see how it applies. Okay. I just got this from, I think it's Jordan Skinny Syrups, and they are so good. You guys need to try them. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this shade here. Obviously, I love this one in my crease. It's a good transition shade. So I'm just going to apply that all in my crease. I wonder if I should go back and forth or just do one at a time. I'll just do one at a time. So I'm just applying that all over pretty much. I'm gonna try to bring my eyeshadow up just a smidge higher than I normally do, because I feel like I have such like a gap in between. I don't know, is that normal? I'll almost put that on this eye. So now that we've worked that all into our eye, I'm gonna go in. I didn't actually, for some reason mine didn't come with like a list of the names, so I have no idea. But anyways, I'm gonna go in with this shade here. It's kind of got a slight mustard tint to it, which I love mustard colors. These eyeshadows apply really, really nice. She did do a good job. I know that she has the #2 version of this palette, which I still haven't gotten it yet. Maybe I should. Okay, so I'm just blending that all over because I do want them to look similar. So let me just see. Let's go more rust. Okay, so next I'm going to take this reddish brick color shade here. And I'm just gonna use a little smaller blending brush. I'm mostly just staying on the outer, but I am gonna bring it over. God, I just keep wanting to go to the other eye. It's a 2 cup of coffee kind of day. This is such a pretty palette. I do really love this one. Okay, so next I'm going to go a little bit of a darker shade. So I'm just going to take this one here. And just kind of deepen up that outer bit. Now I'm going to go back in with that first shade and then just blend out some of those edges. Okay, next we're going to take this really pretty shimmer, this like brick red shimmer here. Let me clean my brush first. It's a little stiff because I used this Lock and Seal liquid makeup setter. It says lock your pigment for an all-day wear anywhere in the face. But I don't know, I felt like when I used this last and I wet my brush and then I went in with the product, it made my oh my gosh, it made my I cannot talk. It made my eyeshadow move around in the pan. So I don't know, I don't feel like that was a good idea. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I should try it with a different product, like a loose product that I can like mix on the side where I'm not dipping it in, or maybe I can do it afterwards. I'm not sure. That wasn't a good idea. So now I'm just going to take on this little flat brush. This is the eye shading brush in 213. These little Luxie brushes are really, really nice brushes and affordable. Morphe's brushes are also really nice. So I'm just packing that all over the lid. Ooh, pretty. Picked up a little too much, had some fallout. Let me just dust that off real fast. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with this little mustardy brown shade. And I'm just going to blend out some of those edges again. Okay, now let's move on before we come back and finish this eye. Let's move on to the other one. Okay, so this is the Impressed You is what it's called, by Beauty Glaze. So I'm just going to wipe off my brush just a little bit just to get off that Morphe color. I'm just going to take this shade here and work that all in my inner corner. Just kind of all over. We'll see how this one applies. It had really good reviews online, I did see. $10 versus $40. It could be a really good dupe. So far it's blending out really nice. The pan size is a little bit smaller, but not much. And I've had this one for a long time. Obviously I bought it the day that it came out. I set an alarm on my phone to make sure that I made it in time. I'm pretty sure like the website crashed on me because so many people were trying to get their hands on this palette. Okay, so yeah, that's blending out really nice. So let's go in. I'm going to go in with this little Real Techniques one. I love this brush. It came with this deluxe crease brush, which is a really great under eye concealer brush. I really like this one. Definitely recommend. And then this one is the base eyeshadow brush. I went in with more of a mustard color. So now I'm going to take this one, which is a very similar mustard shade. And I'm just gonna work that. So now I'm going to take, I did a little more of a, we'll take this shade here. It's very similar, and work that on the outer corner and bring it in. Yeah, these colors are nice and pigmented. Looking very similar so far. Okay, now I'm just going to take that first shade that I went in with and then just kind of blend all that out. Okay, so now for the shimmer, I'm going to take a totally different brush that way. That way we don't mix them. I did get that last one wet, so I am going to get this one a little wet because I had wiped it off with my makeup wipe, so it was wet. So I'm just going to take, I think this one more than this one, so I think I'm going to take this shade here, and we'll just pack that on our lid, same as the other side. I think this one was quite a bit more wet, so I'm going to wet this just a little bit more. It is looking very, very similar, and they've all applied so well. I'm just really impressed. It's called Impressed You, so it's kind of funny. I had a little bit of fallout on this side too, but I also had fallout on the Jaclyn Hill side. Honestly, I'm almost liking this eye a little more. Whoops. Okay, let's just clean off some of this and go for the under eye. So for the Morphe side, I'm just going to take that first shade, just sloppily, nothing crazy, just blend that out a little. Now I'm going to take that first shade on this eye. Now I'm going to go in with a little brush like this, and on that Morphe side I'm going to take that more dark brick kind of color and then just tightly put that under my eye. This brush doesn't have anything really on it. I didn't dip it back in. I'm just going to blow that out a little bit. Okay, oops. Okay, now I'm going to wipe this off, and then I'm going to go into the Beauty Glazed one and then take that same color I did earlier. Oh, darn. Oops, that's okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other eye and then just kind of blend that out. Okay. Now, let's go in with some inner corner highlight. So this time I'm going to be, I'm not sure. So the Jaclyn Hill one, I'm going to take this first shade here and just pop that in my inner corner and just a tiny bit on my brow. Now I do love this color. Oh. I do love this color. This is such a pretty highlight. Now for, actually I am just going to clean it Okay, so I'm gonna clean this really well, and then I think I'm going to take, I think this is like the closest like highlight. So I'm gonna take this kind of pinkish shade and pop that. Oh, pretty. Okay, so that's actually a really pretty highlight color. It has like a little bit more of a pink tone than this one. This is like more of a white. Pretty. Okay, now let's take a flat definer brush like this one, and let's go into the black. So I'm gonna just do this side first. So I'm gonna take this black shade here, and I'm just going to lightly just brush that along my eyelash line. I'm gonna get one with a little mirror. Oops, almost did the wrong side. Okay, and then just very lightly, I just tap that along my bottom eyelash line. Nothing crazy. I don't want it to be too much, just a little. So now I'm gonna wipe that one off and clean it really nice. And then I'm going to go in with, excuse this mess, geez, this black one. I used and abused this black shade. Palette just gets so dirty, it's hard to keep them clean. And I'm just stamping that. And just very lightly on the bottom. Just a real tight, almost my waterline. I did go a little heavier on the black on this side, so I'm just gonna clean that off real fast and take that same black on the Beauty Glazed side and then just thicken that up just a smidge because I did go a little heavier. Okay, now let's wipe off any fallout that we've had. They're looking almost identical. Like, I don't feel like really you'd be able to tell that I used two different palettes. But let me know what you guys think. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up the rest of my face. I'm just going to take this BH Cosmetics Nude Blush Palette. I'm just gonna take those first two shades here. I like to mix these two. Do a little on my nose, tips on my forehead. Okay, and if you ever get a little too carried away, just take your same sponge that has just like leftover foundation on it and then just kind of pat over that. Okay, for highlights, I think I'm actually going to take that shade from this Beauty Glazed palette, this like pinkish one, on my little hairs everywhere. See, that's really pretty. Pick it on my nose. I'm just gonna use this for all over. I love to like mix makeups, like use eyeshadows as highlighter or lipsticks as blush. Okay, now for lips, I'm going to use this Maybelline lipstick. This is in the shade Baddest Beige. This is a really pretty nude. The driest lips in the game sometimes. And I drink an insane amount of water. Like, water is all we drink, but still I just have the driest lips. Okay. Isn't that a pretty color? I actually heard about this lipstick on Jaclyn Hill's channel, so I figured it was fitting. Okay, so next we're gonna set the face with some setting spray. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. setting mist. This is my favorite. I mentioned this so many times, you're probably annoyed with it, but literally my makeup stays all day if I use this. Okay. Ooh. Some of the black on this side actually kind of fell out a little bit. This one did a little, but not as much as this one. Interesting, interesting. So let's try to, I'm afraid because I just wet it. Maybe I should let it set for just a second and then try to go in and fix it. Why, oh why? Let me take just a little bit of powder and kind of go over that. Okay, so quickly off camera, I'm gonna let that set for just a second and then I'm going to put on some lashes and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have on some lashes, that is it. What do you guys think? I feel like this is such a great palette. I cannot believe it was only $10 and it applied like it did. I feel like honestly, like if you just saw me out and about, you would have no idea that I had two different palettes on my eyes. The pigment is just like great. They blend out great. The shimmers were really pretty. So yeah, I definitely recommend this. If you guys don't already have the Jaclyn Hill palette, if you've been wanting to try it, this is like such a great dupe. $40, $10, definitely cannot beat that. If you guys try out this palette, let me know your thoughts. I definitely recommend. I think it's beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!